Good afternoon. Today let's discuss the Palmer Raids, which were raids conducted by the U.S. Department of Justice in 1919 and 1920 in an attempt to arrest foreign anarchists, communists, and radical leftists, many of whom were subsequently deported. The raids, fueled by social unrest following World War I, were led by Attorney General A. Mitchell Palmer and are viewed as the climax of that era's so-called Red Scare. The emotional pitch of World War I did not abate with the armistice, the rampant inflation, unemployment, massive and violent strikes, and brutal race riots in the United States. Most notably, the Chicago race riots of 1919 contributed to a sense of fear and foreboding in 1919. A mail bomb plot consisting of 36 explosive packages designed to go off on May Day 1919 triggered a grave fear that the Bolshevik conspiracy sought the overthrow of the United States. On June 2, 1919, a second series of bombings took place, destroying Palmer's home and leading to increased public pressure for action against the radical agitators. Palmer was a latecomer to the anti-communist cause and had a history of supporting civil liberties. However, he was ambitious to obtain the Democratic nomination for the presidency in 1920 and believed that he could establish himself as the law and order candidate. Together with J. Edgar Hoover, Palmer created the General Intelligence Division in the Federal Bureau of Investigation and secured an increase in funds from Congress to devote to anti-communist activities by the Justice Department. On November 7, 1919, the second anniversary of the Bolshevik takeover of Russia, U.S. federal and local authorities raided the headquarters of the Union of Russian Workers in New York City and arrested more than 200 individuals. On November 25th, a second raid on the Union of Russian Workers headquarters unveiled a false wall and a bomb factory, confirming suspicions that the Union harbored revolutionary intentions. Palmer believed that the way to deal with the radicals was to deport the immigrants. On December 21st, 249 radicals, including anarchist Emma Goldman, were packed aboard the USS Beaufort, which the press dubbed the Soviet Ark, and deported to Russia. On January 2, 1920, the most spectacular of the Palmer raids took place when thousands of individuals, estimates vary between 3,000 and 10,000, were arrested in more than 30 cities. The following day, federal, state, and local agents conducted further raids. In all, the Palmer raids arrest greatly exceeded the number of warrants that had been obtained from the courts, and many of those arrested were guilty of nothing more than having a foreign accent. Palmer declared the raids a success, but announced that the work was far from done. He claimed that there were still more than 300,000 dangerous communists inside the United States. Local authorities lacked the facilities to hold the arrestees from the January raids, and Palmer sent a large number of suspected radicals to the Bureau of Immigration for deportation. Acting Secretary of Labor Louis Post, however, did not share Palmer's fear of radical aliens and reversed more than 70% of the 1,600 deportation warrants. Meantime, American public opinion shifted under Palmer's feet. As news of brutality of the raids became public and the constitutionality of his actions was brought into question, many, including the National Civil Liberties Bureau, publicly challenged Palmer's actions. Palmer's unfulfilled dire predictions of a May Day 1920 revolution destroyed his credibility with the public, diminishing the Red Scare and ending the Palmer Raid.